Joining us now is Erika Penner, retirement planning specialist. Welcome, Erika.
Thank you.
Now, what is retirement planning? We want to sort of talk about this in relation to our Kitimat couple and what they've been through, but I'm not exactly sure what that entails.
Well, I think that's a big question for a lot of people. They think it's just financial and making sure that you've got the financial resources to make it through retirement. But there's a whole other aspect to retirement. It actually is one of the biggest stressors in people's lives, and people aren't aware of that until they go through the process. So it involves, looking at a whole change in your lifestyle, perhaps going without a partner. More and more people are divorcing later in life, so they're going into retirement as a single person. It's just a whole other element that's involved in the retirement planning process.
It's interesting you would talk about the stress. I've got some friends that are moving from the Lower Mainland into the interior, and this guy was a VP of a major company. He said, I thought I knew what stress was, but this retirement moving is really too much.
It is. Well, the first 3 to 5 years is when you sort of figure out what you want to do in retirement. So a lot of times we say don't rush into making major changes, do it gradually. And in fact, the first 10 to 12 months is when most people that are stressed will have a heart attack in retirement. So it's a very stressful process for some people.
All right, so what do we do to minimize that and to make it actually something that's fun and interesting and exciting?
Well, I think you have to start talking about your retirement with your spouse or with your family earlier than you would normally think. It's something that you have to build up to. You have to understand that there's a change in your life. You're used to doing things on a scheduled basis from kindergarten, school, high school, work, and now suddenly you've got your whole day free. So, you want to make sure that both spouses know what's going to be involved in the retirement process. Maybe one should retire before the other to help adjust into the new situation. You need to think about what will happen if one person passes away. How are you going to feel about where you are and what you're doing? So you need to think holistically about retirement, not just the financial side.
It's actually quite extraordinary. I mean, I'm listening to you thinking it's like your service is almost to function as an architect to help someone design an ideal life, one that works seamlessly and can deal with a whole bunch of different situations.
It's a good way of putting it, because you do have to really build a foundation for your retirement. People are spending as long in retirement as they were when they were working, and they forget about that. So you are making a new life for yourself, and you want to be very sure that you know what you want to do.
Obviously, you do this for a living, so you have a very complex understanding of it all, but can you give us some Coles Notes highlights of what people need to start thinking about?
Sure. Well, a lot of people, about 50% of the people will say that they want to move to a smaller community, or they want to move out of the city, but only about 2 in 10 people actually do that. And part of it, I think, is that it's a big process, and one spouse may want it, the other one may not. So if you are going to look at moving out, I think you need to look at where it's going to be. As you get older, you're going to need to have more medical care. If you like to travel, you want to make sure that you're close to transit. You want to make sure that both people are going to be happy with what's in that community. More men say that they want to spend their retirement just with their wives. Most women will say that they want to have a good social network and they don't want to just spend it with their spouse. So you have to think about those things, right?
These are huge issues, and a lot of what you're saying has nothing to do with finances, which is I think what we instantly go to.
Right.
Much more to do with psychological and perhaps even spiritual issues.
It's a big process, and as people get older, what's important to them is different, so they value relationships more. So you may think that what you want to do is you want to travel in retirement, but when you get there, you may decide that that's not really important. I want to be here with my grandchildren, or my family is more important than anything. I know of people that have worked all their life for retirement, and then suddenly their health fails and they can't do the things that they had planned. So you have to know that things are going to change as you get older, and you shouldn't leave everything for retirement, because that may not happen for you.
Ironically, what you're saying is, think about it early, and if you identify things that you think you want to do in retirement, maybe start doing them now.
Absolutely. Yeah, I don't think that you should ever postpone anything for the future. If you can do some of it now, you should. A good example is a doctor at my GP had said to me, a lot of people wait for retirement to travel, but at that time their lung capacity is a lot different, so it's even harder for them to travel. We never think about those things at all. So you should start doing some of those things earlier on if you can.
It's sage advice. Erika Penner, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
North of 49, a guide to the rest of your life.